Hello and welcome to another episode of Football Fundis, this show where we discuss all things football. Today we have a very special guest with us, Sharang, whose affinities lie with Pep Guardiola, but in general not that much in the Premier League, which is why today's discussion is going to be that much more interesting. We're going to look at the only thing that sort of matters in the top half of the table in the Premier League right now, which is the top four, the battle for that coveted Champions League spot. When we started, it looked pretty straightforward. Then Chelsea went on and beat City, and it looked a lot more straightforward. Then they went and lost. So things have become very interesting right now. And I'm going to throw it up directly to our guest, Sharang. And I'm only doing this because I think people are bored at looking at three of us talk about United.
So then
I'm going to let
now.
an outsider.
Two of them.
I'm going to let an outsider today let us know what does he think of United's chances.
Well, so I have not. Thank you, firstly, guys, for having me. I think it's a great place to come in and also talk about football.
Yes, of course.
I've been quite excited to do this. I have not. I'm going to be very honest. I've not been the biggest fan of Man United since Fergie left. It's not been the most beautiful team for me to watch. For the first time in 7 years, this FPL game week, I had 3 United attackers. And I believe that they have done a fantastic job last night itself, giving us so many points. So I am kicked about this United team. I see them finish in the top 4 very clearly. They've got some really good fixtures coming up. I believe that they don't have any games that they are worth losing. Maybe the last game against Leicester can be, maybe a draw, but I believe that rest all the games, until then, I see them win. They've scored about 12 games in the last, 12 goals in the last 4 games since the restart. So to score 5 against, for a team like United, I haven't seen a performance like that and some free-flowing football like that. So I'm quite kicked about our United team, and I'm actually pinching myself as I say this.
Yeah, I think we're all really excited as honestly to see United be scoring again. I'm going to come back to you and ask you who you think is going to drop one of those 3rd or 4th spots right now that United, that you claim are so confidently going to get. But before that, I'm going to go on to Annie, because there's another team at the opposite end of this who are not looking that good, who have tough fixtures ahead. Annie, take us to what you think about Leicester.
Okay, so obviously you guys know that in our very first video, when we said Premier League is going to come back, I said Leicester will struggle. And that's because a team like Leicester, especially a player like Jamie Vardy, need a lot of football coming in, and they need that activity, and they didn't have it, right? And as you can see, they have dropped points. They've dropped points in games people didn't think, especially Abhishek. So looking at the fixtures,
I'm here.
I don't know, you're everywhere for me, right? So looking at the fixtures they have, they have Arsenal, Tottenham, and Manchester United. Like I said, for me was the trickier fixture when I spoke about United, Tottenham as well. That Manchester United should be more worried about Leicester than Tottenham. I see Leicester picking up a maximum of 9 points. 9 points only from here till the end of the season. And looking at Chelsea, that I don't think, I thought Chelsea will drop out of the top 4, but it'll be a neck and neck race between Chelsea and Leicester, I feel. I don't think Vardy is looking that sharp. He got in 2 goals finally, but they need a lot more out of him game in, game out from here. They can't afford to even draw to Arsenal. And Arsenal-Leicester is always a very spicy game. He likes scoring against them, but Arsenal look good too.
Yeah, Leicester do have Arsenal away, Sheffield United at home, Tottenham away, and then United at home in the last game week still to come. I'm going to now talk about one of the teams that seem to be everyone's favorite to finish in the Champions League spot, which is Chelsea. And I know Abby was very animated about how Chelsea are doing really well when we discussed the FA Cup. So Abby, what do you think of Chelsea's top 4 chances?
Yeah, so nothing has changed from the last time we spoke. I completely agree with what Sharang says about United in the sense that I think United will win all their games till the last one, which is Leicester away, and that will put them on about 68 points, which I think will be enough for United to get 3rd. I disagree with what Annie says slightly. Annie was being generous when he said 9 points for Leicester till the end. I don't think, as per my calculation, Leicester will get 5 points from their last 5 games. I don't think they'll win away at Arsenal. I don't think they'll win away at Spurs. I don't see them winning at Bournemouth away. So I'm going to put to rest any talk of Leicester getting the Champions League. And my 2 teams are Chelsea and United. Chelsea, I'll go for 4th, only because they had a fantastic win against Watford, 3 points collected. But from their last 5 games, I think they'll only collect 10 points. I think the Liverpool away fixture will be tricky. And I think Palace away in this next coming game week will also be tricky. So I still see them getting the 10 points that they need to come to 67. United at 68, and that's my top 4 outside of Liverpool City.
I'm saying Chelsea and Leicester, I feel will be neck and neck in the last game, but I feel it come down to the new head-to-head rule, I feel, or whatever the new rule is right now.
Yeah.
That's how tightly I am thinking it will go down.
Yeah. So
United will be third.
I differ there because Leicester, as per my projection,
will not
gets
be 5
points from the next. No, 5 points from the next 5. Chelsea will get 10 from the next 5. So I think it will be done before that, but let's see.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So just to clarify on. I'm going to come to just to clarify for the new rule that Annie mentioned from the season, it does go to head to head. So goal difference is no longer the contention for this season's Premier League if two teams are on the same
for
point, head to head.
Yeah.
For the position finishing and all of that. So it definitely then helps United because they've got a great head to head against Leicester, considering the first game, and against Chelsea, of course. So that definitely favors United in that aspect. I'm going to come to you, Shahrukh, on this next one. When we started this whole discussion, there was this whole talk of maybe Wolves doing something, Sheffield United, Spurs. Do you see any of them still posing a challenge to these teams?
Sure. Just before answering that question, I want to talk a little more about Chelsea, especially because I want to see Chelsea next season play on a Tuesday and Wednesday night with the kind of signings they have. I believe it's going to be very exciting. I don't want another late night on a Thursday watching Europa League and to watch Kyle Havertz and to watch Timo Werner with the very strong Pulisic. That team, I believe, deserves to play on a Tuesday, Wednesday night. So I don't see them dropping, out of the Champions League.
You don't always get what you deserve.
Don't know what's going to happen with Man City and their ban yet. Maybe, to answer your question, if you're looking at Wolves and looking at Spurs, I believe is out of contention. Arsenal last night pulled off a great performance against Wolves against odds. Wolves were favourite to actually, win that game as well. I don't see them come in the top 5 right now. Top 5, I believe, is still sealed. I don't see Leicester doing so badly that they get out of the top 5. I still think that they will keep that 6 points lead that they have against Wolves intact for them to, because Wolves also don't have games that are coming in easy. They've got Sheffield, Everton, Burnley away used to be tough. Palace is the only easy game that I believe they have where they can pick up full 3 points. Chelsea away, final day of the season. I don't see them picking up points in that game as well. Having said that, Arsenal, I believe, might have an outside chance. Arsenal, if they do well against Leicester, Liverpool, we don't know what Liverpool will turn up. And the final 2 games, I believe they'll go ham. So Arsenal might have an outside chance. Wolves, I believe, will be a slight question mark.
I think this might be the clickbait part of the segment where we say Arsenal have an outside chance, because that to me honestly is just totally out there. I do not see that happening, but I'm going to go back to Annie on this one, which I remember he mentioned in the first take that we did on Top 4 as well, where he said Sheffield United will have an effect on teams around them rather than themselves do it. That's the effect they'll have. They still have a good run of fixtures against the top, the teams fighting for Champions League positions.
They play Wolves, Chelsea, Leicester,
Everton,
Southampton.
So they do Wolves, Chelsea, and Leicester, right? And if you come about in terms of the performance
Just
against
want to clarify, I'm a Dutch fan, not a Wolves fan. Huh? This orange is Dutch, not Wolves. Go on.
Yeah, we weren't talking about Virgil van Dijk, don't worry. So basically, we look at Sheffield United versus Tottenham, right? They were very good against Tottenham, but it's also about the fact that Tottenham were really, really bad, right? So I wouldn't say Sheffield have a great chance of maybe still causing an upset and playing a very big part in terms of the top 4 race, like I thought. But yeah, what they will do is I feel probably keep Wolves in check and keep them in the Europa League positions. They'll get that done with. I feel Chelsea is the tricky game over there. I think that Sheffield versus Leicester will take that game, which is why I said 9 points. I feel that Chelsea was a tricky one there, right? Because the way Chelsea have been playing and the kind of football they've been playing, Sheffield will actually thrive on maybe countering that very well. And Sheffield has been looking to play that kind of football against the bigger sides as well. And they were successful in the early half of the season, right? So I feel Sheffield are definitely not someone to consider anymore, like I told you guys last time. And kudos to the manager, Chris Wilder's done a great job. They will have a small say in terms of Leicester, just about hanging on there, and maybe pulling Chelsea back down a bit and keeping them on the reality check. and maybe knocking Wolves out. But all in all, that's about it. Let's Sheffield United, congratulations, but you're done.
So speaking of Sheffield's big results, Abby, I'm going to ask you this one, and then you can also like start with the comment. I think you had something to say. They got a big result against Spurs, which sort of dents their chances as well. Where do you think? I think Spurs are the only team that we haven't discussed. Jose at Spurs, do you think he can still do something here, or is it too much?
If he speaks, he's in trouble.
It's crazy, Karan. In that same projection that I had done, you will not believe it. Spurs, I had actually calculated to take maximum points from the remaining games and still not finish in the top 4. But in terms of their fixtures, I actually went for Spurs to get 14 points from their last 6 games, which is a crazy average. So I'm actually backing them to beat Everton, beat Bournemouth away, beat Arsenal at home, draw to Newcastle away, and beat Leicester at home. I'm just going to make one comment about Spurs and Spurs and Sheffield, which is, unfortunately, the way they've played their last 3 games, right? Their future fixtures now don't matter. They're already out of the race, according to me. They've already squandered their top 4 chances in these first 3 games that they've played since the restart. So therefore, I don't think Sheffield and Spurs are going to come close to, I'm looking at Sheffield finishing at about 54, 55 points, and I'm looking at Spurs to finish at about 62 points, which is still behind Wolves and Leicester at 63. I just think they've done too much damage already, and their top 4 is out. I think they're now going to fight for Europa with Arsenal.
Can I just say this, guys? Who would have thought back in 2019 even that we'll see Ancelotti versus Jose Mourinho, Everton versus Tottenham, like 9th and 10th almost, right? Like, who thought that's going to happen? Yeah. These 2 great managers, tacticians, fighting for just staying in the top 10 in the Premier League, right? Damn, football's funny.
Definitely. Yeah.
And he has some editing to do over there.
As always, I love it. Adding to Annie's editing was.
You increase my creativity. Thank you so much. Go on, go for it.
I'm gonna now start. I'm gonna now pick your brains and tell you guys to now give me your exact predictions. Just to sort of wrap things up. Yes, it is a little complicated where United could finish 5th but then win Europa and still qualify, or they could finish 4th, take their Champions League position, win Europa, and then the team that finishes 5th gets to play Champions League as well. So obviously there's all those things, but for our sake, I'm going to keep it simple. Who do you guys think are going to finish 3rd and 4th? I'm going to start with Sharam.
3rd Chelsea, 4th United.
Same.
Annie?
3rd Chelsea, 4th United.
Okay, done. So for me, 3rd United, 4th, very close tie. I feel Leicester might just drop out. So I think now Chelsea is looking good still. So yeah, Chelsea 4th.
So essentially the same 2 teams.
Yeah, so I think United and Chelsea are it for me as well. But for me, I'm thinking Chelsea 3rd, United 4th. That's how I'm seeing it. Not seeing Chelsea drop too many points.
That's 3 of us, I think.
Just that, yeah. So I think that's about it. But that's how we think the top 4 battle will go out. And let's see how it goes. What do you guys think? Let us know. Drop in your comments. Please keep hitting that subscribe button. Tell your friends, share everywhere.
And turn on your notifications so you know our new videos there.
Yep, hit the bell icon, and everything else. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, blah, 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 all those regular things. But just keep watching football and keep tuning in.
Thanks, guys.